What is happening, guys? Martin Martin is back again. You know where we are, guys, so let's get into it. So, guys, just a quick look now at the latest video from Jeremy Fragrance. This is second batch of his Office for Men. I understand now, obviously, it's a update in respect of the bottle. I mean, I won't necessarily get into reviewing it on his website, guys. I mean, that's entirely for yourselves to do. Just a few thoughts on it, guys. For me, guys, to be honest, I think it's the same, and I'm going to put it in the title as well. Don't hate the player, hate the game, guys, because at the end of the day, he's done what needed to be done, and he's brought out his own fragrance. As you can see also, guys, there are other YouTubers now who are also deciding to bring out their own fragrance. I mean, I can't hate on it. I mean, what more can you do? He's done all he could have done, and he's going to bring out obviously more lines. This is Office for Men. For me, guys, obviously this is second edition. The bottle, I mean, that comes down to personal preference. I don't really think it's either here nor there in respect of the bottle. I mean, it's down to your own personal viewpoint. I mean, that's what he decided to go with. Me personally, I prefer slightly more of a type of, what could I say, for example, Dolce & Gabbana, the one, that type of bottle, that type of like sort of rectangular, it's like a clumpy sort of bottle. But that's how it goes. That's just, you know, personal preference and what the fragrance means to you. But that being said, though, guys, now this is just looking on the UK's website, when it comes up on my PC anyway, and it's saying that the actual cost of it would be £146 and 77 pence. And I understand it'd also be €160 if you were to buy it in euros. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing. I mean, it comes down to what you perceive to be valuable. Can you blame him? I mean, if I'm trying to push a fragrance and it's £10 or $12, or if it was €15, you may not necessarily think that fragrance has any value. And I think this is the direction now where most of the, as I say, the market's going to go, with YouTubers putting up their own fragrances and their own interpretations onto the market. There's nothing wrong with this. I mean, £146, I personally wouldn't pay for that. If I wanted to buy a bottle of Medicine Imperial, for example, I could potentially get that 50ml for £150 or so in the UK. The question would then is, what's the difference? And the difference will come down to your personal perception of value. So I can't hate on the guy. I want to say well done and congratulations for what you're doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with necessarily putting out your own fragrance and charging what you want to charge. He's aligned himself now with the right perfumers, and he's got the companies behind him to do it. What's the problem? I know there's a lot of hate, and I know people saying that it's all about money making. Yes, but that's the business of what is perfumery right now. So what is the problem, guys? If he put out this fragrance and said it was only $20, €20, would there be the same kick for it? Maybe, maybe not. But that being said, guys, that's his decision. He's got his team. That's the pricing strategy they want to go with. £150, in my opinion, is a little bit steep for what I'm willing to pay. I personally won't be buying a bottle, but there's nothing wrong with that, though, guys. That's his decision, that's his brand, that's his business, and wish the guy all the best. I don't think there's anything wrong to charge that, and I think if you're trying to go for a particular niche market, you have to be willing to be bold to do that. I mean, this is, let's say, the second edition. He'll probably bring out a third edition. I think he mentioned that he'd bring out an edition where it would be a black bottle. That's entirely his decision again. But again, he probably has his focus groups and people behind. Now, that being said, though, guys, I mean, what would you do differently? If you were to bring out your own fragrance, and you can see the bottle there now as it is, and all, bear in mind, I think he mentioned he's been on this for 4 years now. You know, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I don't see why it's a problem to charge that. And I do know, obviously, you're saying he's going to triple the price and everything else. Maybe now, obviously, I think maybe his people have told him that's probably not the best approach. But 100ml, £140, if you perceive it to be worth the money, then by all means go for it, guys. For me personally, upon smelling the fragrance, there are other fragrances. Obviously, people do say it's an interpretation or an inspired version of Creed's Aventus. Again, entirely up down to personal preference and personal smell and skin chemistry. But for me, guys, it doesn't really stand out enough. Bearing in mind, we talked about Vibrant Leather, we've talked about Aventus Cologne, we've talked about, as I say, even the other flankers and the other fragrances out there and the other clones out there. So many different ones now. So yes, it works for those that want it to work, and yes, if it works for you, by all means. But for me, guys, £150, a little bit steep for my pocket. Again, that's just where I am at this level. Who knows, guys, in the future, maybe, you know, things will change. But at the same time, guys, that's my points on the second edition of the batch of Office for Men. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Well done to him, and I'm sure, as I say, we'll see and keep an eye on what comes up next. So that's my quick thoughts on that one, guys, and I'll get the next video to you shortly. Thank you.